What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Charge It Up. For today's video, I'm going to be doing something that a couple of you have been asking me about, and that is how to change over stock levers to aftermarket ones. Let's go. What I've done here is I've taken the Pazzo levers off. They're on the bench right there. We'll start from the very beginning here. So this is the brake lever, stock brake lever, and the stock clutch lever. Now, as you can see, the clutch lever obviously comes out a lot further, and you'll see the difference once I put those Pazzo Shorty levers on. It's such a huge difference. Let's take a look at the tools that we need to get this job completed. Number one, get some extra rags just to put on the bike to protect the upper cowling portions. You never know, if you drop something, you might scratch it. So that's number one. Number two, we'll take a look at the different levers and what they need to get the job done. Very simple here. We got the brake lever. You got a 10 mil wrench and a number 3 flathead screwdriver, or I believe instead of number 3 you can call it a 5/16 flathead screwdriver. Then for the clutch side, the clutch lever, we got a 1/4 inch socket wrench, a 10 mil socket, and a needle nose plier. And that's all you need to actually switch it over. Let's go ahead over to the bike and get this change done. Step one, I put the rag down. Serves dual purposes technically. One, it protects the actual fairing and the color. Number two, in case you drop a bolt, it actually catches it instead of falling with all the wiring. It might get caught, might not. Usually drops down, but just in case, got the rag there. So step number one on the clutch side, just to loosen the actual cable or the clutch cable running all the way over here. We can come over here to the actual knob, go clockwise all the way in, and that should give us some more room with the clutch cable when we pull off the clutch lever, and we can just spin it around and take that out. There's only one bolt holding on the actual clutch lever. It's a bolt that goes through the top, the actual bracket, then the lever itself, and then there's a tiny nut at the bottom. It's a 10 mil nut. So that part right here, so technically you only need one thing to actually take this off. 1/4 inch socket and a 10 mil. Let's go ahead and grab that and take that nut off, and we'll go from there. All right, so we want to grab our 10 mil socket right here. Now you can just put it underneath the bolt right there, and then just simply start working away at it. I'm in a difficult angle because I got the camera in front of me here, but so let's go ahead and undo this bolt here. Now make sure this doesn't pop up, because otherwise it'll just continue spinning back and forth on top. So that's got an actual indent for it to fall into, and then you can unscrew it. At this point, we can just hold the nut at the bottom and then spin the top portion because it's nice and free and loose now. And then just make sure you hold on to the nut, which is right there. And then we got this piece. We'll put this aside. Now this piece over here has a lot of grease on it, so make sure you're not touching it. And if you are, just make sure you got gloves on. You got this portion off. That's where the bolt was. Nut was underneath. So now we can pull on the lever. As you pull it out, be careful. There is a spacer right over there, which we'll take out. We need the spacer for the other lever. So this is reused. All right, now we got the spacer. Now you can pull this. You can pull on the actual clutch cable, spin it around just a little tiny bit. You see right there is the clutch cable, and then it's very simple. You just have to maneuver it. Now what I like doing is I'll put the camera down, but I like grabbing the needle nose pliers, grabbing it from the inside there, pulling it out, and then maneuvering it out with that instead of just pulling on the actual lever and doing it as so. So let me see if I can do that with the camera. Grab the needle nose pliers right here. Grab this. Now you can actually pull on it, and then simply just maneuver it out. And again, there's going to be a lot of grease on the inside, and then you can just let that go and then it'll pop in. So that's the clutch lever right there. Take this off. Let's grab the Pazzo Shorty lever. Pew! This is the Pazzo Shorty lever, nice and blue. I like the color. So let's go ahead and put that on. Again, same process, just the other way around. We'll grab the cable here with my hand, then grab it with the needle nose plier. Again, same process, just backwards. This time you're gonna position the cable inside the actual lever till it drops in, like so. The cable is in, then turn it back around the same way that you turned it previously. What we'll need now is the spacer that we took off from the stock, which is right over here. And then once you have the spacer on, you can just simply just pop it into its place, and we're ready to put the bolt back on. Let's go ahead and put the bolt on. We'll grab the bolt right here, like so. So I'm holding it I'm gonna screw it on as much as I can by hand and then push it down and grab the socket and finish that off. Okay, so that is the Shorty clutch lever right there, but as you can tell, it's super loose. It's not bouncing back. That's a lot of free play right there. That's not good. So let's go ahead and finish this off, put the lift back down, and we'll adjust this back to where it was. Now that we've got the clutch lever on, the nut is tight at the bottom. Don't over tighten it. We're gonna take adjustment knob and we're gonna pull it back out to where it was. I know where I like to have mine, or where I like the free play being. Some people have different likes, but this is where I like mine, right there. And that's how I like my free play, like so. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the brake. All right, we'll move over to the brake side here. Now again, I put the rag down just in case. The brake is actually a lot simpler than the clutch. It's just one actual nut and bolt that keeping it on here. So the only thing right here is that's what you need the flathead screwdriver for, and then the wrench underneath right there. Yep, right there. Right over here, just in case you missed it, right there. All right, so now we'll get over to the brake side here. We grab our number 3 flathead screwdriver, put that into the actual bolt. It's actually got a nice indent there. We'll grab our size 10 wrench, put that at the bottom. All you gotta do is just simply hold the nut at the bottom as you unscrew the top. Now, at some point, it'll actually come loose right here. So there it is. And the nut actually fell and got caught by the rag, and I will just continue to pull this out. At this point, it's really loose. You can actually do it by hand as well. And all you gotta do is pull that out like so. Let's grab the nut that was stopped by the rag from falling in. And then now that we've got that done, all you gotta do is literally just remove this. Let's go ahead and grab the brake lever. Now we got the Pazzo Racing Shorty lever blue. Oh, it matches so nicely, I love it. Nice and simple. So as you can see, there's an indent in the actual design made for the actual plunger for the brake. So we're gonna take it, put it on, make sure it lines up properly, and then all you gotta do is push this in, put the nut on, and you're good to go. Let me grab the nut and go from there. Now with this one, you can take the screwdriver and push it down as much as you can. Now it'll actually bottom out at some point, right over there. So that has bottomed out. And then you just grab the nut, put it underneath, and that is it. Let's just finish this off here. Now that the brake lever is done, also one last thing to do for both sides is come around with the rag and just make sure it looks nice and clean. Ah, that looks so much better. I love it. I love the Shorty levers. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you found this video useful, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell on more videos on the R6. Have a good one guys, till the next one.